We've got the victory, 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 victory. Yeah.
Welcome to the Victory Worship Center broadcast, where the pastor and teacher is Pastor David Moore, and I'm First Lady Moore. We are excited about the powerful word you're about to experience by Pastor Moore. Pastor David Moore is taking the city by force, declaring and proclaiming your victory. Get ready to be encouraged, uplifted, and motivated. Now, it's time for a powerful word by our pastor, Pastor David Moore.
In other words, that everything that God had thought, amen, was already there, because God's mind was never empty. There was never a time that God had to search for words, because everything in God was complete by itself. In fact, he didn't have to wonder who he was going to form, who he was going to make, who would be saved, who was not going to be saved, because it was already in God's mind. And so then he says that he gives us the word. And so then when we see in Genesis chapter 1:1, it's simply the express revelation or the thoughts of God being revealed or manifesting themselves before man. In other words, amen, God was saying that before anything can manifest itself, it is first a thought before it comes a word. In other words, it was always in the mind of God. He was unfolding and unrevealing himself. And so then John knew then that the Greeks were great philosophers, amen. They were great thinkers, amen. They were profound in their study, amen. And so he is trying to reveal to them, how can I introduce them to a God, amen, that they really never knew anything about. He is trying to express to them in their writing that the thoughts that God had revealed, amen, through the revelation that he showed them, when he speaks the third time about the word, he is talking about Arima's word. He is now saying that what I have revealed to you, what was a thought into my mind, I have put life on it. In other words, he is saying now that the word has come alive. It was confusing to them. It was rough for them to be able to understand, because they are saying to themselves, what is he saying? How can what was thought in our mind actually take on life form and become a creator of things? They were trying to figure this out the best that they could. But John here, amen, is sharing with them that the same one that was in the New Testament, amen, was the same one that was in the Old Testament, revealing himself in another display. He was trying to show them, amen, that this Jesus that we see, amen, was just not a figment of someone's imagination. It was not just another human being that had been birthed in flesh, but he is revealing to them through the Logos and through the Rhema that this, what we saw from the outside word, was no other than Jesus revealing himself, amen, in the New Testament. That's why the writer goes on to say that the same was in the beginning with God. In other words, he is putting a person now on the word. He is giving it an identity. He is giving it a character. He is trying to say now that that same word, amen, that was expressed then is the same word that John is expressing now, is the same person that was in the Old Testament, is the same one that is in the New Testament. He goes on to share with them, and he said, all things were made by him, and without him was not anything that was made, amen, except it came through him. They're trying to fathom in their mind, how could this God, amen, the same one that is in the Old Testament, amen, speak now with words of clarity and personality and said that I was the one, amen, that was in the beginning that formed, amen, the Milky Ways and the stars and the galaxy, amen. I'm the one, amen, that stood on nothing, amen, and created and formed the world, amen, with no substance at all. God is the only being, amen. I don't care. Scientists have tried to duplicate. They have tried to formulate, amen, and do the things that God done. But all scientists have to use substance that God has already created because they do not have the ability to form something out of nothing, amen. That's why, amen, it boggles the mind, amen, to wonder how could a God be so profound, so deep in his study, so revealing in his creation, amen, that he can formulate a world, but he has nothing to form it from. We need metal, amen, and rubber, amen, to make automobiles and cars, but no one can fathom in their mind a God, amen, that can think it in his mind and it becomes what it is without anything at all. It's hard to understand. How could we see this? And this is what John was trying to relate to the church. He was trying to tell them, amen, that he is the one, amen. He speaks to them and said, in him was life, and the life was the light of man. The other issue that they had, amen, they were esteeming John the Baptist as if though he was something special. So in his writing, he had to deal with that. And then he said, in him was life, and the life was the light of men, and the light shined in the darkness, darkness comprehended it not. And then he said, there was a man sent from God whose name was John. He said, but the thing came to bear witness, amen, of that light which litteth every man that comes into the world. We try to esteem other people, amen, higher than Jesus, amen. But in fact, amen, there's nobody I know that I can compare to Jesus, amen. I don't care. You can take Abraham, you can take Moses, you can take Jacob, amen. You can take David and roll them all into one being, and they were not equal who Jesus was. He tells them, amen, that this God that we serve is uncomparable to anybody that you can imagine and fathom. Amen. Whether you believe in Buddha or Muhammad, Elijah, Muhammad, Farrakhan, amen, none of these men had the ability and the power to do what God done. That's why, baby, you can't sell out for a cheap copy when you can have the original. I don't want to deal with a phony God, amen, that can't do nothing for me. I don't want to deal with a God that can't heal me when I'm sick. I don't want to deal with somebody, amen, that's trying to be, amen, a copy of the original. Then the other issue that he dealt with, amen, he is trying to explain to the Gnostics now, because the Gnostics are saying that anything that have come through flesh, amen, is totally evil. John here was trying to tell them, amen, that the word had became flesh. But they're saying to John, there is no way, because all matter is evil and all spirit is good. So now he is fathoming in his mind, how can I take them from the reality of what they see and to the reality of the unseen, to the unfolding and the revelation of who Jesus is. So then John says, amen, he says in verse number 10, he says, and he was in the world, and the world was made by him, but the world knew him not. He was trying to explain that the very God that you have been looking for, you have been searching for, he has been among you all the time. But isn't it strange, amen, that we live in a society today that nobody wants to be bothered with Jesus? Y'all know how we are, amen. We don't mind coming to church Sunday morning, amen, getting our groove on. But come Monday through Saturday, amen, we don't want Jesus hanging around us. Y'all know what I mean. Anybody can witness with me that you had some folks that came to your house and you were tired and sleepy, but they just hung in there, act like they didn't want to go nowhere. The kids got to go to school tomorrow. You start yawning like you sleepy, trying to give them a hint that it's time to go. Well, that's just how we do Jesus. We hint to him when we want to do our own things. That, Lord, I appreciate who you were in church, but please don't get in my way now, because I've got to do my own thing. He's trying to reveal to them who he was. And so then, if we were to look, he says in verse number 11 that he came to his own, and his own received him not. But he gives power, amen, to those that do receive him. He goes on in verse number 14. He says, and the word was made flesh, and it dwelled among us, and we beheld the glory, amen, as of the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. He shares with us then, amen, that what was in John 1 and 1, by the time that it got down to verse number 14, it had taken on flesh. Now it is then that God, amen, is showing them, amen, that the very one that they had rejected, amen, was none other than God, amen, that had been manifested in flesh. Timothy said, wait a minute, David, let me give my testimony. Timothy said, without controversy, great was the mystery of God. He said, God was manifested in flesh, justified in spirit, seen of angels, preached unto the Gentiles, and then went back up into glory. I want to ask somebody today, when did we ever see Jesus manifested? When did we ever see God that was manifested in flesh? Look at somebody, said he revealed himself in the image of Jesus. That's why it says then that without him, amen, we are all men most miserable. You can't take Jesus out of the equation, y'all, and still be saved. You can't move him from the school and expect the schools to function right. You can't move him from government and expect the government to be able to move right. We only move and have our being through him. Oh, y'all don't hear me. But there's a whole lot of folks that really don't want Jesus. We talk like we want him. We act like we want him, amen. But emphatically, we don't want anything to do with him. Can you see the problem that John's having? He's dealing with all kind of jacked up folk that are making all kind of excuses not to deal with Jesus. But look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, that ain't me. That ain't me. I know who he is. I've been there. I know him for myself. And when he talks about knowing him, it is dealing with absolute absolute knowledge scooter. It is not based upon a man knowing of him, but it's based upon a personal relationship with him. A whole lot of folks say, I know him, but you can't really know him unless there's a relationship with him. Y'all don't hear me. And only when the relationship comes in does God reveal himself. Somebody thought, well, I can quote the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, but if you don't know who Jesus is, it's just words on the page. But when I know who he is for myself, I can receive a revelation from God, so that when everything else is going bad, I can see Jesus in the middle of my mess. Y'all don't hear me, because he got in hand where I'm at. Am I making sense to anybody? Because we got to know who he is if we're going to get to the next level. John is trying to explain. He speaks about him. He shares him. And what John is saying, that there's so many folks that do not know who Jesus is. We talk like we know. We act like we know. But John is referring here to demonstrate the power of God. That's why when John's writing, he deals in with the Holy Ghost. He deals in with a comforter, because he's trying to get you from three gods to one God. He is trying to get you from empowerment to empowerment by knowing who he is. That's why when John said that they that receive him, he has given them power. That's why you got a lot of powerless folks that are sitting in church because they don't know who Jesus is. But I heard the songwriter say, everybody don't know who Jesus is. But tap your neighbor, say, neighbor, if he hasn't revealed himself to you, then you need to ask him to give you another dip of the Holy Ghost. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, I can't make it without that man. I can make it, amen. I can lose my husband, but I can't make it without him. I can lose my wife, but I can't make it without him. And I want to ask the question today, what's the matter with Jesus? For the Bible saying that he keeps trying to reveal himself. He keeps trying to show you and I that he was in every book in the Bible, but we don't see it. For he tells us in Genesis that he was the seed of a woman. For Genesis 3:15 said, for the Messiah would be born from the seed of a woman. But we couldn't see that. He tells us in the Exodus, he says that he was a Passover lamb. Exodus chapter number 12, that he came to die for us, but we didn't receive him. I know a whole lot of folks in life, but I don't know anybody that is willing to die for me, let alone your enemy. Is there anybody sitting in here would die for a player hater that can't stay in your guts? Is there anybody lay down your life for somebody you know that don't like you? Well, that's what Jesus done. We didn't like him, we didn't care about him, but he gave his life. In the book book of Leviticus, it said that he became our high priest. He became our scapegoat. And it's because of him now that we have a high priest that I can go to. I don't have to wait for my favorite bishop. I don't have to wait for my prayer partner. I don't have to wait for other folks to get me where I need. I can go to him for myself. Look at somebody and say, do you know him yet? Man. Numbers said that he was a cloud by night and a pillar of fire by day. It was him that would lead and guide me in all the mess that I've been in. And I never would have got out of what I was in if God hadn't led me. I was tore up, jacked up, messed up, but he led me. Is there anybody beside me that's been tore up from the floor up, jacked up, messed up, amen? But Jesus has led me out. He could have left me being a crackhead. He could have left me being a street walker. He could have left me being an alcoholic. But he came just where I was and pulled me out. High five your neighbor and say, neighbor, do you know him yet? And Deuteronomy said that he was a prophet like unto Moses. Joshua saying he was the captain of our salvation. I want y'all to know, for I heard in his word, Hebrews said that without the remission of sin, without the shedding of blood, there is no remission of sin. So he died to deliver me from sin, and I'm glad about it. And then in Judges it said that he was a lawgiver. Ruth sang that he was a kinsman and a redeemer. I ain't know nobody else that wanted to be so close to me that he'll do anything to get in my family. But I want y'all to know he was a drunk, but he never drunk anything to tell the drunks, I know how you feel. He became a prostitute, but he never walked the street in the day of his life. But he became that to let you know I came for you. He became a dope addict, an alcoholic, a homemonger, but never took a drink a day in his life. What Jesus was trying to tell somebody, I didn't come for a church that had it all together. I didn't come from folks in fur coats and big hats, but I came for the dope dealer, the dope addict. I came for those that other folks rejected, that other folks looked down on and say you will never be a thing in your life. But look at your neighbor and say, oh neighbor, look at me now. Look at what Jesus has made out of me. Look at my life. I'm not the same as I used to be. My walk ain't the same no more. My talk, it ain't the same no more. Look at me now. He's revealing himself to me. That's why I love him so bad. That's why I lean on him, because I realize that if it hadn't been for his goodness and his mercy, I'll still be messed up. That's why John said that we beheld him full of grief and and power. The devil is a lie. And so then, what John was saying, that when I should have died, he had grace in my life. Grace is an unmeritable favor. And look at somebody, because when they looked at you, they wonder how you made it. But what they didn't know, that God had gave me favor. Touch somebody. I heard Bishop James say that favor isn't fair, but when you know who he is, he'll give you favor. Look at somebody and say, do you know him yet? He's the best thing that ever happened to me. He's the best man that I ever had. He's the best woman I can ever find. I heard the Lord say that though they rejected me, I didn't walk away. I'm so glad, John, that when I was no good, I didn't want him, Mother William, but he wouldn't leave me alone. He kept knocking at my door, telling me it's time to come in. Come here, son. Other folks were pushing me away, telling me it's too late. But I'm so glad that when he revealed himself, he said, by loving kindness have I drawn you. And that word, loving kindness, means it means to drag, it means to pour, it means to wrestle with. And what God was saying, he had to wrestle some of y'all to get you out of your mess. But I'm so glad he didn't leave me there. He didn't walk away, but he dragged me all the way. Somebody say yeah. Somebody high five your neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm glad he pulled me. I'm glad he wrestled with me. I'm glad he snatched me. Didn't let me go. I tried to run. I tried to escape, but he held me and pulled me all the way to the altar. High five your neighbor and say, neighbor, I believe I think 30 seconds and just give me the praise. The matter with Jesus. Just look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, what's the matter with Jesus? He's the only man I know that can take a homemonger and make him a deacon. He's the only man I know that can take a prostitute and make her a missionary. He's the only man I know, y'all, that can take a dope pusher, dope user, and put him in a pulpit. But that's why I want to know what's the matter with Jesus. But look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I would have been messed up. I would have been tore up. I would have been broke down. But I'm so glad he revealed himself. I'm so glad I know him for myself, God. Say yeah. Say yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Deshawn Moore, publisher of More Gospel Magazine. I want to invite you to tune in and support WQSW 100.5 FM. founded and broadcast right here in Fort Wayne. WQSW offers inspiration and information with music, Christian news, talk shows, and more. Look for WQSW at 100.5 FM or streaming at stellarwomen.com. The best gospel music this side of heaven is on WQSW 100.5 FM.